you ever had a salad at Trappers? They put them fried onion rings on there.
Yeah.
That seen Ty Webster down there. He's going to come up and see us tomorrow. What did she say? What's the deal with having our third headset tomorrow?
Because they got everybody.
Oh.
They've got multiple shows going.
Oh. You brought that headset from someplace else?
Yeah, she swiped it from the other side, the sheep side.
But do they got people commentating on the sheep side? What? They did? Oh, they did. I thought just the pigs and the cattle had. Did the goats? They have. Huh. Pretty nice calf of Yoakum's there.
Mm-hmm.
Chappie said they take 4 out of the AOB.
4 on the AOBs, 4 on the Angus, 4 on the Limmies, I think. 6 on the semis. I don't remember what the Charolais and the Keys.
What breed are you betting the that second one of Yoakum's is?
Shark composite.
Chappie was saying one year it was Kelton Arthur's first year. They thought they'd be real smart, and they thought they had a real nice one, and they ran him Gelve. And apparently you got to have so many of a breed to become a breed. Well, that year there was enough Gelves to have a Gelve breed.
Oh, man.
And the class that they fell in, it was them, Arthur's, that he said there was 4 powerhouses. Grady goes 4th out of 4.
Really?
Goes 4th in that class. Yep.
That's funny. He ran him as a Gelve trying to sneak him through.
Mm-hmm.
I have thought this steer show today has been very good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I think you could kind of cipher. I mean, you could get through there and maybe pick a kind you wanted in a couple of those breeds and not really be all that wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's a few breeds where it was clear cut. There was a pretty good one, but
pretty good one.
There was certainly some breeds in there where you could mix and match some stuff and be fine. Get cattle up towards the top that were good.
Yep, for sure. Well, that's just a pretty loose-made, stout silver steer there. What does he weigh?
He's in the 13s.
1329.
Yeah.
They're going to move old Yeller, the Yellow Baldy, up to second.
Into second. I'm going to hop off.
I know that.
A nice class of AOB steers, not that terrible many in the class. And I just start out saying on this silver-colored steer is he is so fun to handle. That thing, we haven't had a calf in the ring today that's any smoother cover than he is. He just like silk when you handle that calf. Big back, big hip, really good through his center body. Is he a little more moderate maybe than in our world that we think is perfect? Yeah, but I don't think it's for us to decide what's too little, what's too big. I truly don't. What's unique about this calf, for the power he has off both ends of his structure, some chest width, some width through the center part of his quarter. Is he perfect at his ankles? I wouldn't call him perfect, but for the way this one's designed, his reach is pretty darn good. That thing is just loaded with red meat. I absolutely love the way this one is covered. The yellow steer, when he come in the ring, he was the last one in the ring, if my memory serves me correct. And I said to Brock, I said, oh, that might be one we consider starting the class with. And we did. I mean, he was in consideration. As I view him again, the silver steer that goes first in his class. And we do like this calf. We love him through his center body. We don't think he's quite as optimum in his forerib, the way it joins into the backside of his shoulder. A little rounder in his shoulder, maybe. He's a little bigger kind of cattle. Maybe I even like his size a little better. And he's a big hip kind of cattle. He just isn't quite as good right on the backside of his shoulder. He doesn't tie together quite as good there. And then it gets down to decision making between 3 and 4. I think the middle on the calf that goes 3 in this class is a little more optimum. I think that's a really good calf, same color as the one that wins, which is irrelevant to anything other than he is. He isn't quite as tidy from the top of his crest down into his jawline, but a really, really good calf. Am I going to predict to you that this one goes in motion just perfectly? No, I'd like to change that about him. This black steer that goes 4th in this class, we love this calf standing still. Yeah, he's just a little drier through his midsection. I'd like to give him a little more explosion to his belly. And then when he goes in motion, I went and looked at him one last time before we made our decisions, and I was just sure that this steer was going to be too full because he wants to get up in the middle of his back when he goes in motion, and he's not too full. I think it's just he's a little stiff in his spine. He's a calf that I think his lack of mobility comes from the top of his spine. Screams at you out in his hip, lots of muscle in the top 1/3 of that calf. I just got to see him be a little softer in his side and certainly have a little more freedom of movement when he goes. This calf that comes next just gets a little flatter in his kind, a little finer in his bone work, maybe not quite as comfortable at the ground, but man, he's got a good look to him. He's good. He's got some power out in his hip, not quite as nice in his flank as a couple in this class, just as good as the one that beats him in this class. I just like to give him a little more true power in his lower 1/3, shoot a little more bone his way.
Your Class 2 of your AOB Market Steers. Your class winner, congratulations to Trip Yoakum from Sapulpa. Followed by Samantha Graves from Washington County. 3rd, Claire Jansen from Amber Pocasset. 4th, Bronk Fletcher from Comanche County 4-H. 5th, Hadley Tubbs from Yale. 6th, Cambry Kinman from Cache 4-H. 7th place, Caden James from Wellston FFA will now bring Class 3 of your AOB Market Steers into show ring number 1, Class 3.
Three. Class number 3. Coming in next, one to go. Class of AOBs, Boone Webster, Wester from Ryan 4-H, Bryson Cooper from Calumet for FFA, Brackett Ridley from Canute 4-H, Patton Pierce from Lawton 4-H, and Carly McCracken from Alva 4-H.
This is third class AOB score. Right?
Third class AOBs, 1365 to 1399.
We were just talking about the fact that coming to a show like this, you better have big hairs, because that is part of the fight.
Yep. Better have a lot of hot wire and
Yeah.
hope that it don't leave.
Right.
2 shots of TH genetics.
Mm-hmm. Got that Ty Webster breeding.
Yep.
Stack it on stack.
Down to 3.
I think they got him placed. I could be wrong, but
I thought Brock was
I
going to
thought
grab
he was grabbing his mic.
but
Yeah.
then he grabbed his towelette to, boy, them guys are black. I know Brock pants must have got dirty last year because he said his wife had to take his cleaners 4 times to the cleaners to get the black out of him, so she will not have to worry about that this year. He's got the dark black pants on. They're trying to decide between this. Yep, I think they're going to leave him just like that. Here's Brock.
Here we roll.
Well, we got a challenging class over here, and the calf that we go ahead and start them off, we're going to leave them the way they stand, by the way. Calf that we start off the class with is one that we agree is definitely not huge in terms of muscle. We'd like to see him a little more bold and a little more expressive about his muscle, but just in terms of raw quality. When you get off to the side of this one, he just gives you a look of quality. We like the way his front end ties into his shoulder. He's the deepest and softest through his center portion. Standing here, I like the way his legs sit the best. He reads truest into his angles. He's not the most flexible when you set him into motion, but I do think he's the highest quality individual in this class. Next, you got a pair of steers that are both heavy muscled compared to the calf that goes ahead and starts the class. Calf that comes in second's a little old school looking, if you will. I don't mean that in a derogatory way. He's just a little lighter bodied. We'd like to see him a little deeper and softer through that center portion. If we could do that, maybe things change within this class. But we do like his top shape. We do like his muscle. He gets out and goes pretty good. Calf that comes next is one that's got more frame than the one in front of him, and he's probably deeper sided to be certain. This is one, as you can see there, he's camped up on that offside ankle, just standing still. When you set him into motion, that accentuates the problem. If we could loosen that one up, he slides up a few holes for sure. Then we got a pair of steers that round off a tough class here, and both of these steers offer some trade-offs, but they also both need to be deeper and softer in their center body. The calf that goes ahead and starts just does so a little cooler throughout his front end. You set him into motion, he probably gets out and goes a little better, and he stands down on more substance of foot and bone that rounds off than the calf that rounds off the top 5. If we could see this one a little bigger bone, a little bigger footed, and just balance him up a little more, he could slide up a few spots.
Your Class 3 of your AOB market steers, your class winner was Boone Wester from Ryan 4-H, followed by Brackett Ridling from Canute 4-H. Third, Carly McCracken from Alva. Fourth, Bryson Cooper from Calumet. Fifth, Patton Pierce from Lawton 4-H. Class 4 of your AOB market steers in the show ring, Class 4.
All right, class 4 AOBs, right?
Yep. Last class of the day.
Yep. Lily Bollinger from Fort Gibson FFA. Her calf weighs 1415. Camden Weatherly, K-Pals 4-H. Her calf weighs 1419. Blakely Beams from Miller 4-H. Her calf weighs 1435. Camden McKay from Mulhole, Orlando. Her calf weighs 1444. Ashley Pollen from Washington FFA. Her calf weighs 1469. Caleb Cope from Mustang FFA 1520. What it look like coming in? A couple good ones?
Yeah, look pretty good.
Now that speaks volumes.
Which one is the Weatherly?
Ends in 834. Says
Third?
it's the second one. Well, it's the second one on this list.
What was the name?
Camden Weatherly.
Oh, yeah, that could be Camden.
But 8834 is the last three digits. Let's see. Wonder what Brian's calf is.
Bet it starts with an H and ends with an M.
Yeah, I'd say. It's a safe assumption. That boy's calf looked pretty good coming in.
Pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, this.
Nice way to end.
Yeah. Last class of the day, the heavyweight AOBs. This show from top to bottom, it has been very, very good today. Yeah, that steer looks really nice. Who is that right there? Third to the last one. Now, here it says that's McKay, but that's the McKay girl next to him. Oh, maybe that's Asher Paula.
Brian says his calf's a how great.
Oh, he is. There you go. You go to assuming. What wasn't there a pollen that did good in the show earlier today? I feel like that name's familiar. Oh, I tell you what, Asher he had champion Charolais. That must be
Pollen, yeah.
I wonder if that.
Yeah, that calf's out of sync. He was second to the end on my deal, but he's third to the end on that. This class is a little out of whack, I think. Well, champion Simmental is a Here I Am. Reserve Simmental is a Here I Am. I think they said the champion was actually out of a hard whiskey. Maine-Anjou coming through there on the champion Simmental. And Here I Am exit 174. Also Maine-Anjou coming through. What is exit 174 actually?
He's a yellow jacket, something or another. He was a yellow bull.
Yeah, I remember the color of the bull, and I remember the bull. I just don't remember how he's bred. Yellow jacket, Charolais, heat wave.
Yep. Zach Crane raised him in western Nebraska, I'm pretty sure.
The bull?
Mm-hmm. That's the Weatherly calf there. That's McKay. Boy, that one of that boys, that pollen calf, he picks his feet up and takes a nice step for a big, heavy 1,469 pounder. Boy, he just won't get comfortable.
Which one?
That pollen calf. Wanting to kind of run ahead. This black, gravel black hat there. The young
I guess
lady.
Brian's boy must have a crossbred, I guess.
Must, yep. I bet you he'll have a couple. Brings the girl in first. He's going to pull her in. We're going to get down to 4. Then he's going to handle them things again. This is, I tell you what, I cannot remember the last time there was significant choices to make in the AOB breed at this show. For the heavyweight AOBs, this is a pretty good trio of calves right here. He's going to walk them again. We're going to have to book it. We're going to...
Oh, it'll be fine. Charleston said close till 10.
Till 10. I have my heart set on a croissant.
Yeah. Yeah. It'll be fine. I'd say within 15 minutes they should be done, don't you think?
Probably. Yeah, they'll just pick champion after this and be done till tomorrow. Here we go. Here we go.
What are we doing?
That boy's calf won't lead, and he does not want to let go of that first hole. Because you got to win them back. You got to get it back.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody, calf just wants to get out and lead. Nope. Bob said he told that young man, you need to go back
Be
to
third.
where you were.
He did.
He did, yeah.
Put him third.
Now he's going to move.
Here we go. We're going to let him roll.
Yep.
I know we're nearing the end of finalizing the day, and certainly didn't end up on a sour note as far as our AOB division. Got a, a really nice class of steers here to wrap things up. We got the steer, I think, that combines the most things together really good. He's really deep. He's better in his forerib, and he's better from his forerib the way he blends back into his flank. Now, is he as big a boned as the steer that goes second? No, he gives up a little bone to that steer. I think both steers are adequate when they go in motion. Love the depth of side of this steer, the freshness of this steer, like the way the neck comes out of his shoulder. Just really, really nice steer to start this class. The second place steer. This steer is bigger in the top side of his skeletal, at least in our opinion. He's got a big old back. He's big loin, big from hooks to pins, big bone. Where we got to change him is twofold if we're going to put him in that first, and we certainly talked about it. We want to make him a little better out of the backside of his shoulder, from his forerib into the backside of his shoulder, and then drop him down in his flank. Now you could say his barrel is good. No, his barrel's real good. His shape to his rib is real good. I just wish he blended on both sides of that rib shape to the backside of his shoulder and down in his flank as good as the steer that beats him. I will grant you, he has more bone than the steer that beats him in this class. The steer that comes out third in this class, I really like this calf. As I viewed him side by side, I thought, well, this calf can be a player. And he is a player, but when I view him and evaluate him against 1 and 2, there's just too much give on the backside of his shoulder. He cuts in his forerib quite pronounced. You don't... So the steer I was talking, if you just get to view this steer from the side and you don't get the vantage point that we get, you're like, well, I don't know, that calf surely that calf can go second. Because he does match up with the steer that wins this class in terms of his depth from his chest into his flank. What gets him in trouble for us is he's so in depth, indented on the backside of his shoulder. Certainly like to make him better there, but he is a power steer to be sure. Love him through the middle part of his body. Certainly want to make him better on the backside of his shoulder. Then we get into a steer. He's long-bodied, and for that we're appreciative. He's a steer that extends pretty good out through his front end. Gets a little flatter in his design than 1, 2, and 3 in this class. Gets a little more upright on those front two. Got a really, really nice steer here to come next. The young lady puts a good stick on this steer, shows him well. Very easy on the eyes. He's a steer. He gets a little dry through the center part of his body. Like to give him a little more oomph in his rear end. He isn't quite as wide in his pin set as a few that go out ahead of him. Want to put him in motion with just a little more comfort.
Congratulations to your Class 4 AOB Market Steer, your winner, Camden Weatherly from K-Pals 4-H, followed by Camden McKay from Mulhall, Orlando. Third, Asher Pollen from Washington. Fourth, Blakely Beans from Miller. Fifth place, Lily Bollinger from Fort Gibson. Sixth, Taryn McGaw from Elmer City. Seventh, Caleb Cope from Mustang. We'll now show for your champion, AOB Market Steer, Champion Reserve Champion Drive.
We are live for the end here. And
we are one champion away.
Coming in pretty quick will be
end of day one.
Class 1 AOB winner, Rebecca Purvine from Thomas Fay Custer FFA, calf weight 1280. Class 2 Trip Yoakum from Sapulpa FFA, class 1329. Class 3 Boone Wester from Ryan 4H, calf weight 1364. And the last, but certainly not least, out of Class 4, Camden Weatherly, calf weight 1419 out of Class 4 AOBs. And that finishes off the day and gets us situated for the crossbreds. Any predictions here?
Well, you know, I'd say.
I'll tell you what, the last calf out last class looks really good. Back out here. Oh, here we go.
Our AOB division drive out here, and I think we've got 4 class winners that are all deserving to be out here. Start with that Class 1 calf, like we talked him. That was a really good balanced calf in that particular lineup. That's one that we thought was just a little bit plainer from the side when you get him back out here and compare him to his contemporaries, but one that's got a lot of quality and a lot of balance. Then you got the cool little silver calf coming out of the second class, and this is one that's just got a lot of power. He's got a lot of look. He balances very well. You put your hands on him, and as I believe Dad said in class, that thing's really fun to handle. He's big-backed. He's really soft to the touch. We really like that thing, and we like a lot about him. Then you come out of that third class here with a calf that's got a cool look from the side. Like I said, that one's got a ton of quality. He's cool fronted, he's cool bodied, he's good boned. You set him into motion. He's maybe not the soundest one out here, but he's a dang good calf to be sure. Then we had a really nice pair of steers that came out of that heavyweight class, and two calves that both balance up very nice. The one that wins, we thought maybe just was a little better there, threw his forerib back into his flank. Both calves that maybe aren't ideal in terms of structure when you set him on the go, but both calves that are very high quality with a good degree of finish to them. We're going to get us another look and get you a champion in reserve and get you guys out of here. Thank you.
And your champion out of Class 2, Trip Yoakum from Sapulpa FFA. And your reserve, Camden Weatherly. Congratulations.